What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Austin Holloman, back with another live stream. As I told you guys, I may do 2 to 3 vlogs per week, and then I will get on here and have a topic that I will discuss and interact with you guys because you guys seem to like the interactions a lot more than me just doing live streams. Now, I want to thank everybody that sends me donations daily. I truly appreciate it. Another announcement concerning donations. I just extended my trip an extra 5 days. Let me see, an extra 7 days. So instead of me staying 10 days, I should be staying about 17 days almost. Here in Argentina. I love it that much. I love this weather. Hey, who knows? It could be just because I'm in South America and I'm not in the cold weather of Europe, but Moody's chips. But either way it goes, your boy loves, and yes, this is the DJI Pocket 3. That's why the videos have been a little more quality. The focus has been a lot different. I love Argentina. I love it. No matter what all the experts that have never been to Argentina have to say in the comments about it, this is not me pandering to Argentina because I have no reason to pander to Argentina. Argentina was not really on my map until the last 2 weeks, until right before I came here. So I was going to go to Argentina eventually. But you guys know I'm doing a world tour, so I'm going all around the world. And to touch more on that, you guys seem to have forgotten. You guys seem to have forgotten about what this is all about. See, when you guys donate to Austin Holloman, that money is going towards the flights and the Airbnbs, the hotels, wherever I stay at. So that way I can have my own boots on the ground. You guys know I'm going to give you the honest review of what it's like. I'm not these other content creators that are only going to tell you positive shit. You guys know I love my fair share of negativity, but really it's just honesty to me. So if I have an issue with a place, if I have an issue in Argentina, as much as I love it, I'll talk about it to y'all. That way, my whole purpose for that is so when you guys come to these places, you have something to expect. I'm not the traveler that's only going to DR, Colombia, Brazil, Thailand, and the Philippines. You guys see, I've been to 16 countries this year now. 16 countries a year. What is it? 15-ish. Either way it goes, I've been to 16 or 17 countries since I got on YouTube. And I've been to over 20, almost 30 cities now. So my objective is for me to do the hard work, which is because you guys are so scared to come to Argentina talking about it's racist. And I'm not saying it's not. I never said it wasn't. My title on my video may have insisted that, Argentina is no longer racist. That's just so you guys can click on the video. Because if you listen to the things I say in that video, I'm not saying that there's not no racism. I blatantly say that I don't know if there's racism. I mean, I'm blatantly saying that I'm not saying there's no racism, but in my experience of being here, that has not been an issue. All my neighbors speak to me. They help me bring my bags inside. They show me places that I need to go to. If I need directions, somebody will walk me there. And you guys will see a lot of that stuff in the vlogs there. And if you only know Portuguese like me, then hey, coming to Argentina, I'm showing you guys how the Portuguese, can you get by with Portuguese? So far, I have been able to because the words are so similar to Spanish. I have been able to get by. Now, yes, a lot of people, I guess a lot of people didn't know that I've been to 16 countries this year. Remember in January, we started in Brazil because I was already there. Brazil, went to Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Zambia, that's 10. Then Ghana, Senegal, Poland, Romania, and now Argentina. So 15 countries this year. And last year I went to Colombia, so 16 in total, but 15 this year. If I wasn't a YouTuber and my goal was not to jump around to show you guys each individual country, because I have to jump around because if I stay in one country for too long, you guys will get tired and the views will go down. So when I see that, I'm like, okay, they've learned enough about Argentina, I guess, or they learned enough about Kenya. Let me go to the next place. If it wasn't for me being on YouTube, I probably would still be in Brazil, right? Because the only reason I went viral was because I was a YouTuber. But had I left Brazil anyway, I probably would still be in Kenya right now. Because you guys seen I stayed there for 4 months. I mean, I left and came back several times, but I would have never left. and I'd probably be just now getting to Europe, or such shit would be different. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So I'm doing this for you guys. So every time I hear my Cash App go off, I really appreciate it. If you would like to donate to the cause, you guys know the Cash App is $ Austin Holloman Mods. Please put it in the chat, and I'm gonna put it down here at the bottom of the screen. I do have a self haircut tutorial for this haircut. I did it myself last night. I'm loving the beard, and if you get a beard, I think you have to get a haircut like this. Otherwise, it's too much hair in your face, and you start to look a lot older, and not in a good way. I think I still look older with a beard, even with this haircut, just because it's facial hair, and grown men grow facial hair. Now, I see y'all already talking shit in the comments. So today we're going to touch on a few topics about how you should behave abroad. Okay, we got 196 people watching right now. And remember, I'm in Buenos Aires, Argentina, with the perfect, right now it's perfect weather. The women here are beautiful. I mean, beautiful women. Like, it's not as many as Brazil. It's not as many, but there's plenty. But you know, in Brazil, it's pretty much, it seems like 8 to 9 out of 10 women you're going to see are be pretty much lookers. Here, it's that number is like 7, which is still pretty damn high. So, but I will say this: the women here are not so choosy like Brazil. So, if you don't like the cold approach, this may not be the place for you. There's been certain women that are saying, I think they're, even though that I've been getting a lot of love on TikTok from the Argentine women, I've gotten numbers just from talking about my experience in Argentina. And if you go look at my TikTok, the women are showing love in the comments. And there's pretty much only Argentinians in the comments. Like, there's not really many other people in the comment section on TikTok. That video has gotten about 100,000 views. So a lot of Argentinians have found out about me already, and they don't hate me. I haven't gotten any racist comments. Hell, when I was in Poland, when I was in Romania, and I posted my first TikTok about what it was like being black there, I had a few Romanians say, go back to where you came from. That hasn't happened here. But in Romania, they said, go back to where you came from. But I never said Romania was going to be a total racist experience. But I will say, like I said before, I felt a lot more of that energy that maybe you're not as welcome, not by everyone, but by some people in Romania. Because there's plenty of people that have no problem with you being there. But there were some people that did give off an energy, and they just did little bullshit, like the Uber drivers not talking back to you. Guys, the people from the restaurants, the Uber drivers, the people that work at the gym, the people walking down the street, everybody here in Argentina is pretty much friendly. And today at the gym, I tried a new gym because I got a new Airbnb. There was another Black American from Virginia walking into the gym, and he was about Floyd's complexion. For everybody that thinks it's because I'm so-called light-skinned, right? I asked him, because I told him, I said, I do YouTube, and the people are really stuck on the fact that they think that I'm light-skinned. That's why I'm having a good experience. And he's been off in and out of Argentina. He has an Argentinian girlfriend that, of course, is going to be the white skin. And he said he's never had any racial issue with him being black here in Argentina. So I don't know what the fuck y'all are going to say now. Oh, well, maybe it's just because you're American. An American that wears a African pendant. You know, when Floyd and I were in Poland, and no, we were in Romania. We went to the therm there. I have an African tattoo on my back, and there was people walking up asking, what part of Africa are you from? So just because I'm here and I'm black, and I guess I could afford to travel to these countries, they're not going to automatically assume that you're American, because America is not the only place for black people. There's a whole continent where black people come from that look like me. I don't know if you remember when I first got to Ghana, I said that there's people in Ghana, every black person I know. Hold on, let me fix the stream quality. Hold on. Every black person I know, I found a replica of in Africa. People I went to middle school with, people I went to high school with, people's hair I used to cut. I seen people in Uganda that look like people from that I knew back in the States, Rwanda, Kenya, every African country I went to, I seen somebody that damn near looked identical to somebody I knew back in the States. So no, it's not because I'm light skinned. And I wanted to get this dude on camera to say, because we talked for like a whole hour about his experience here, and then we talked a little bit about the States too. But I wanted to get him on camera, but he said according to his job, he's not supposed to be out here right now, so he'll find somebody else for me. But he's going to connect me with a few other nomads and American travelers and just Western travelers in general that are out here in Argentina right now. So you should be seeing some interviews with some people. That's why I extended my trip here, because besides women and all that stuff, there is a lot of content I can get out of Argentina. Besides women, like it's such a beautiful city here in Buenos Aires. I don't care what they say about the economy. That has nothing to do with the buildings that have been here for decades. There is a lot to see and a lot to do, and it's very, very peaceful here in Argentina. Ace Live was out here in Argentina. He's dark, dreads, and bigger than me. I wonder what y'all had to say about him. But I guess they said, oh, Austin has that Afro Latino look. Well, that shit's not gonna work. So now what are you gonna say? So if you have not put boots on the ground, if you have not put boots on the ground in these countries, do me a favor and shut the fuck up, because you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Oh, I read the history. I read the history too. I told you about the history before I got here. I told you that. Go back and look at the videos. Let me tell you something too. If you were to read all the statistics and all the history of the United States, would you tell somebody coming from Africa that if they go to the United States, they need to be careful, they're going to get hurt? There's a chance everywhere. But would you tell them not to come to the United States because of the history? All the lynching, all the killing, all the systematic racism we've had in the United States, would you tell them not to come? Would you do that? Because that history is pretty similar to the history here that we have in this country. Happy Thanksgiving. I forgot it was Thanksgiving because I'm not in the States. I'm not mixed. Both of my parents are Black. They would be discriminated in 1960 the same way how any other Black, I almost said something crazy, the same way how any other Black person would have been discriminated. Okay? I'm not mixed. My mom's Black. Her parents were Black. Her great-grandmother was white. But on both sides, for the most part, they're Black, and you couldn't confuse them with anybody else. Okay? You don't know my family. You don't know me, so you don't know what the hell you talking about. Just keep it that simple. Now, yeah, they said let's not talk about the history of Thanksgiving. Talk about that. Talk about what the Anglo-Saxons did to the Native Americans when they got there. You know what? That's the same thing that happened here. You know why? Because it was the exact same shit. Colonization. How is it that America is a predominantly white country, just like Argentina? It might not be as white as Argentina, but it's predominantly white, just like Argentina, because both of them were European countries that came over, slaughtered everybody, and replaced it with themselves. Am I right or wrong? They also participated in the slave trade and brought slaves. There you go. The difference is the United States didn't try to eradicate the slaves up north. But I guess if you think that after slavery, Black folks in the States had peaches and cream lifestyle, then you can just be a dumbass by yourself. Sorry to say it like that. I'm actually not sorry. So today's goal is only $200 US through Cash App. You guys, I have too much pride to ask you guys for Cash Apps, even though you guys have done it before. It's so hard for me to ask for money because I was not raised to ask for money. But you guys have been doing it, so if you would do it, I truly appreciate it, and I will read the Cash Apps as they come down here. The Cash App is $sign Austin Holloman. Now, there's some stuff. Let me tell you something, too. Anybody that publicly despises me, and we've seen this happen on multiple occasions. I mean, I don't know how many times we need to redo this history. People that get online and try to shit on me, that's usually when their career ends. Without me doing, I don't even try to do anything. It's just because here's the thing: when you let somebody talk and you don't respond, They say too much. We seen that happen with the guys in the Philippines that tried to collaborate with me, flaked on me, and then shitted on me, and now y'all don't even know what the hell their name is. We seen that happen with the guy in Africa with the dreads. Went on a whole spree, 2, 3 videos about me. Nobody knows who he is anymore. The women that have tried to despise me after we separated or we were never together, but after we stopped hanging out, right? And they get online and try to despise me, they're lucky to get 500 views on a fucking video. So my advice to you is to keep your fucking mouth shut. Now, let's do this. We have about 373 people watching right now. I don't know if you guys know, I don't respond to anything. At best, I will shoot you a subliminal message, and usually the subliminal messages are not directed towards one person. It's directed towards groups of people. Now, how should the passport bros behave abroad? That's today's subject. We're going to talk about what I've learned after being 14 months outside of the country. How should you, whatever, because you guys know I have made plenty of mistakes. Which one huge one, which one was the one in Brazil. And again, I'm doing the hard work doing all this for you guys so you guys can know what to not do, what to avoid, what to do, who you should avoid. You learn that from watching my channel. I know you do because I put everything on the channel, just about. Now, I'm going to read a couple of these super chats. We got 3 super chats right now. Joe Cole says, advice or tips for someone's first trip to Brazil. Brazil's cashless, so I would advise you have Apple Pay. Get a Claro SIM card as soon as you leave the airport. I don't know if you can get them at the airport there, but get a Claro SIM card. Do not use your phone because when I left Brazil the first time, I had $1,000 phone bill from all those calls and all that other stuff. Get WhatsApp and use the local SIM card. If you're staying in somewhere like Rio, I recommend the area Laranjeiras, Copacabana. Those are the Barra da Tijuca. You're not going to get the same experience in Barra da Tijuca as you would on the eastern side of the city, well, the center of the city, because there's another area east of that, but it's not even Rio anymore when you get over there. Stay in those areas. But if you would really like to know, book a consultation because that's kind of not on topic for today's video. I can answer it later, but you'd have to super chat again because that's kind of off topic for today. They ignore and block too much in Colombia. This one is off topic too, but I haven't had that happen to me. The chicks I met in Colombia, we still keep in contact. They're only, she says, they are only accepting you because you're a light-skinned black male who is good looking. Please talk to a few Afro-Argentinians who live there. You shouldn't be diminishing Floyd's experience. Thank you for the super chat. We're going to get into that today too. They said the video quality is trash. Let me turn down the thing again. Because this guy doesn't have 5G internet. Put a 1 in the chat if the internet, if the stream quality looks a little better now. And then they said 2, 2, 2, 0, not good. Let me look at it on my phone. I might have to run a hotspot and just connect on that. Okay, so let me run a hotspot. I hate it when I do this shit. I need to start checking the stream quality before I start going on a monologue. Okay, so let me run a hotspot. I hate it. Okay. All right, put a one in the chat if the audio, if the video looks better now. It says slightly better. And guys, I'm gonna tell you why I'm not light skinned. I'm in Argentina, right? The black people that are here are light skinned. The ones that have ended up from mixing over the years are like fucking 3 shades lighter than me. They're damn near like a Chinese person, if not lighter than that. That to me, that's light skin. So I said 0.75. All right. It's a little better. Okay. So we will continue with the show because it doesn't seem like the quality is going to get too much better in this apartment that I'm at right now. Now, I guess I would just download this video and do the audio later on. So the first thing I want to touch on when it comes to how you should move abroad. How should you move abroad? One thing that you really want to do, especially in these South American countries, especially over here, is to be seen rather than heard. I know in the States, you guys are used to being loud mouths and drawing attention to yourselves and not really knowing when to shut the fuck up. A lot of y'all are like that. Crime in these areas is very bad, and you are a visitor. Let me ask you this. Would you go into a stranger's house speaking very loud, throwing the N-word out there, yelling at the top of your lungs, just drawing as much attention to yourself in a stranger's house? Because essentially that's what you're doing here. You know, if I go outside over here and I'm the loudest person in the room, and you're not, and I'm black, right? And I don't even fit in because I'm black. If you're the loudest person in the room and you're a foreigner, come on, bro. You got to be a lot smarter than that. You have to be a lot smart. So what you're gonna do is, if you go to a place like Salvador and you're like that, and you're gonna draw the wrong attention to yourself, trying to be heard rather than seen. You do not need to be loud and obnoxious to get women to see you. If you're worth seeing, they will notice you. Trust me, they will. They will notice you. You do not need to make a scene. What benefit are you getting out of being so loud and obnoxious? What are you getting out of being loud and obnoxious abroad? So I'll give you an example, right? Somebody that wants to be seen. You guys are, and this is not a diss to this guy. You guys remember when Fred and I don't think Floyd was with us at the time, but Fred and I, Floyd wasn't with us, I think. Fred and I, we were at a club in Salvador, and there's a guy that is buying. He said he's gonna pay for the whole table, cool, whatever. But then instead of him approaching the chicks, which you don't need to do that in Salvador. You need to just wait for them to choose you, because that's what they will do. Usually dudes that cold approach in Salvador get rejected. I think to this day, I have found yet somebody that traveled to Salvador while I was there, cold approached and got the number. And if they did get the number, did they get a text back? And if they did text back, did it go somewhere? You don't need to do that. What you need to do when you go to Salvador is be seen and know when to jump on it. Trying to be heard and trying to make your presence known in somebody else's territory is never a good idea. He knows what I'm talking about. I don't know anybody that's been to Brazil that did a whole bunch of cold approaching and won like that. Even me, because I did that when I first got down there. I went down there to Rio, and my homeboy, we would just shoot at every chick we thought was pretty. Never got to fuck none of those chicks. I don't think I ever got to fuck. Yeah, I never got to fuck none of those chicks. None of them. But the ones that smiled at me, the ones that chose at me, no problem. No problem at all. Also, when you're in South America, you never know what drug cartel's in the room. You never know who's in the room. And they will trust me, they will get offended if you seem like you're trying to boss hog and be the man in their country. And you will have a problem. I can guarantee you that. Trust me. Like somebody said right here, don't ever outshine the master. That's in the 48 Laws of Power. That is 100% true. In these places that you go to, you are not the master. Do not try to go out and outshine the people that are from there. That will not sit well. They will not like that. That's like going to the hood, right? That you know nobody yet. And you over there showing your ass and talking loud. That's not going to go too well for you. You know that won't go too well for you. Number 2. And I just touched on this. Stop cursing loudly. So if you were in public and you are shouting and you are throwing, I curse. You guys know I curse a lot. But when I'm out in public, I do not curse loud enough for people that are arm's length away. If they're further than arm's length, they shouldn't hear me using explicit language. For example, the girl that was in Dubai, I think she was in Dubai, the black girl that went to jail, she was cursing. It's illegal to curse in public and online in Dubai. You don't know what the culture is, what the customs is, what the norms is when at these places when you go to. You cannot behave the same way that you would in the United States. Trust me, it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. You will get yourself hurt and you will get yourself in a lot of trouble with the locals or with the police. You shouldn't want trouble with either one of them. You should want to go over there and be able to be yourself and enjoy yourself. Let me read a couple of these super chats. Gerard Van Mullier says, keep up the good work, brother. Thank you very much for the super chat. I sure will. Ron Scooter says, appreciate you and what you're doing, Austin. It's good to be honest. It's good, honest info that guys can use and know how to move. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate that you see it that way. Floyd right here sent a $50 super chat. I appreciate you very much. It's good work. Ignore the haters. Thank you very much. I sure will. Touch more on that in a minute. Now, we're going to talk about dressing properly. I know you guys said that blending in is what you should do. Blend in. And certain times you won't be able to blend in based off physical appearance, but off of behavior, you want to blend in. Please do not go to Thailand and be the guy that stands out, especially if you go out to the provinces. It's not a good idea. It's just not. Do not go to any communist society like Vietnam and Cambodia and be the guy that you won't be able to blend in, like I said, because you're black or you're white and those aren't black or white people there. But if you can't blend in by zipping your damn mouth, you're going to have a problem. Those countries, a lot of these countries you go to are not as free as the United States. They are a lot more strict. The United States and a few other Western countries, and even not even those, the United States is one of the few countries you can show your ass at legally. You can show out legally in the United States. Do not try that in Vietnam. Do not try that in China. Do not try that in Rwanda. You need to have some home training, is the proper word. Home training, because you are in somebody else's home. Now, the third point is dressing proper. Does this mean you need to dress like Austin Holloman? No. Does this mean you need to dress like Donald Trump in a suit every day? No. When I'm saying dress properly, I'm saying you should not be profiled as one of the homeless people of that country. People should not look at you and think that you have nowhere to stay tonight. If you're standing out at the McDonald's and people think that you are loitering there, that's a problem. If you are a U.S. citizen and people think that you are beneath them in the financial status, that's a problem. That's a serious problem. People judge people based off initial appearance. First impression is the proper word. Your first impression is your lasting impression. If you look like a bum, you will get bum results. You will be treated like a bum. I don't give a fuck what you see online. You don't know the full story. Believe none of what you see, none of what you hear, and half of what you see, right? Because I can tell you somebody's doing good. It may look like somebody's doing good. Little do you know, that's half of what you're seeing. It looks like they're doing good. Really, what you're seeing is a forced interaction. Just because you see Austin Holloman in the video and a chick is hugging me, you don't know. I could have paid her to hug me. That's why I say believe half of what you see. Nothing is real online. The world is now fake, especially in the United States. Everything is fake. Your favorite influencer in a jet taking pictures, the jet's not even in the fucking sky, and it won't be going in the sky with them on it. When you go to these places, leave a good first impression. Dress for the occasion. If you are at the beach, sure, no shirt, tank top, shorts, however you want to do it, just fine. You're going to a 5-star restaurant in Colombia. Just because you are American does not excuse you from looking presentable. I'm sorry. I don't know what it's going to take you guys to understand. You are a guest. And also, these interactions that people are having with us overseas is the stereotype that they build. It's a stereotype that they build. So the Brazilian chick that I've been seeing out here, you guys know Brazilians love to show love and kiss and hug and all this other kind of stuff, right? When I was doing the same thing to her, hugging up on her and all that kind of stuff, she was shocked because, and her friends were shocked too, because they said that most Americans are cold. They don't treat them like that. That's the stereotype we've built because that's what it's like in our country. In our country, we are cold. So dress for the occasion. Guys, I have on I don't even have on socks today. I have on basically flip-flop sandals, I guess is what you would call them. Sandals, shorts, and a button-up. Simple. It could even be a t-shirt, something simple. But I still look presentable. I could still go anywhere in this outfit and fit right. I can go to a 5-star restaurant and it's look just fine. You guys need to learn how to take your you guys need to learn how to present yourself. You guys need to learn how to put yourself together. Brush your hair every single day. That whole, oh, I don't care what people think. You should. You really should. Because if you don't care what people, trust me, if you don't care what people think, the women aren't going to choose you when it comes to your appearance. I'm referring to appearance because that's not an absolute statement. When it refers to your appearance, you should care what people think. If women look at you and they can see like, oh, he's not even put together. Subconsciously, they think everything in your life is not put together either. When you're very well dressed, very well put together, well groomed, good hygiene, women instantly look at that and they take that as he's got his shit together. His bank account is probably together. Not because he looks rich, he looks responsible. Stop looking irresponsible. You want to look irresponsible? You're going to get irresponsible results. It's that goddamn simple. We live in a cause and effect world. You do this, this happens. The quality of women that choose you will go down when you don't care about your appearance. And this is also an issue of why you guys don't have success in the States. See, I didn't have zero success in the States. I had success, of course, but I just was not happy with the results I was getting, and I kept myself the way I was, and I went somewhere else, and my results improved. I changed my market. But if you cannot change your market, if you have not improved the product that you started with. I heard DJP say this. If your product is not selling, you improve it, you work on it, you make it better for the customer. If it's still not working, you change your market. If it doesn't work then shit, you just out of luck. You may have to be reincarnated. So if you guys are enjoying the show, we're nowhere near done. But if you guys are enjoying the show, please drop a cash out to your boy $Austin Holloman. I truly would appreciate it. We got a cash app from Nathaniel right here. He says, for paying those chicks to hug you. Yes, $6 will get me a chick pay. I will have a chick to pay with $6 out here in Argentina because the money does stretch that far. We're going to get into that later on. So how do you improve your product? What did I just tell you? Your hygiene, boogers in your nose, brush your teeth, Q-tips, get the earwax out of your ear. How are you going to expect how are you going to go to Brazil and expect a Brazilian woman to kiss you in the mouth and you got plaque all on your goddamn teeth? No woman worldwide will want to kiss you. That's a fucking fact. Unless if she is just as nasty as your ass is. And if you're happy with that, y'all can be nasty together. Good. I just can't do it. Even if I was on a goddamn island for 6 months by myself, I'd still be trying to figure out how to brush my teeth. That's disgusting. You can get gingivitis like that. So I'm not just telling you this to be a pretty boy. You can actually build a health condition from not brushing your teeth. Your teeth can literally fall out your goddamn mouth from not brushing them. Because your gums will start to tell you how nasty your mouth is to the point where the damn tooth can't even stay in your mouth anymore. Get some Q-tips. Get the earwax out of your ears, guys. Get the earwax out of your ears. Brazilian women love to lick you in the ear too. How would it be if she licked your ear and tasted some copper flavored earwax? It might be the end for you. It might just be all over with. Just being real with you. That's worldwide. I hope you guys are taking showers every day and using deodorant. Please do that. That should be a no-brainer. I hope you guys are washing your clothes. I hope you guys are washing your clothes. Shaving. getting your hair cut, keep your grooming together. You shouldn't have nose hairs as long as you shouldn't have a damn Pinocchio nose of nose hairs coming out your nose. If it's that long, get a pair of scissors and clip them out. If it's that bad, ask your barber to get the nose hairs out of your nose. It's something you can do about all this, but you have to improve your product before you go abroad. Like I just said, get your attire together. Start wearing a watch. Start wearing a chain. It doesn't have, you guys see, I don't wear no big gold chain. I have a gold chain, but it's not a big gold chain like fucking 50 Cent wore in 03. It's not that. Wear accessories to improve. Get a nice pair of shades. Get that if you need to. If you're insecure about being bald, I don't know why. There's plenty of bald people. If you're insecure about that, wear a hat. Do something to build your confidence, because if you don't work on your product with the physical appearance, your confidence won't be there. It just won't. You won't believe in yourself. The shit you say will dry women up. You're not gonna get them wet. You're gonna dry them up. You're gonna dry them up. That's you. I'm talking to you. You gonna dry the women up because you ain't got the confidence in yourself, because you have not worked on yourself. This is not all about American women being shitty. I would agree with you. I don't like them either. I don't. But they can't say much shit about me. All they can do is throw false accusations about me being gay or some other shit they may say. I don't know. Nothing that they could prove. Shame, sign language. That's all they could use against me. They can't talk about my hair. They can't talk about my teeth. They can't talk about nothing. They can't say shit about Austin Holloman. That's why I get on here and I can speak so confidently about this, because I know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, y'all be drying them up. Now, another thing you guys need to work on before you go overseas is your damn charisma. I know you guys may see me get on camera and I might be kind of goofy. I do that for entertainment. Like, Fred has been around me. Floyd has been around me. Many of my subscribers have been around me. I know how to flirt with women. For some reason, when I get on the camera, I'm trying to be entertaining subconsciously. I'm not even trying to do that, because when I edit the videos, I laugh at the shit. But just because these women are foreign and they may be less fortunate, not all of them, because it's not all of them, but they may be less fortunate, different living standards, you may be the prize to them. You're not the prize if you don't brush your teeth, but you may be the prize for these foreign women. But they're still women, and they still want to be talked to sweet. Just because you have a U.S. passport and a high conversion rate in their country does not equal satisfaction for them. And if it does equal satisfaction for them, you need to get the hell away from them, or you need to stick to pay for play. But if you want to find a meaningful girlfriend, a meaningful relationship, you need your charisma together. And I'm not trying to say you need game, because to me, game is the whole wait 5 minutes, text her back in between texts. I'm not talking about that. You need to learn how to be charming. If you don't know how to be charming, read some books on becoming charming. Learn how to sell something. If you know how to sell, if you're a good salesman, you can talk to women. Now, hold on. One thing I noticed when we had Floyd on the show, y'all was dropping super chats and cash apps left and right. But when it's just me, I thought I was your only friend. Y'all don't drop me. No, I got one cash app, 3, 4, 5. So if I would have had Floyd in here, I would have had 50 super chats and 25 cash apps. I would have had a lot. Y'all need to show me some love, because I'm trying to give it to you. I'm trying to tell you guys some hard truth. I see a lot of people like what I'm saying. But yeah, and to elaborate on the whole charisma thing, do not think just because you are American that all you have to do is show up. There's been times, many times, many times in many different countries, especially in Brazil. There's Brazilian women I dealt with in their country that would be so-called a high value man, right? When we fell off, guess what they did? They went and got one of their own, another Brazilian. Fred can attest that he's seen this, and they are just fine and just happy. To put the whole cold truth to you guys, these women in these other countries actually would prefer to be with their own, just like a lot of us would prefer to be with American women. Generally, we don't want to be because of what they become. So these women, if you're in Colombia, believe it or not, if there was a Colombian man that had all the same attributes, that was just as rich, just as much status, but he was just Colombian, the chances of her choosing the Colombian over the American are high. Why? Because they can relate more. The relationship will be a lot more meaningful. This isn't always absolute, but there's a lot of truth to that, as much as you might not want to accept it. So that being said, you have to come with your A game when you want to date somebody from another culture. If you are in the States and you want to marry a white woman, you better believe if you want a good white woman, you need to be a good black man, not a nigga. Not a nigga. Those same African women that hate themselves, not all of them, but there's a large amount of African women that want a white man because they've been programmed to feel like their men are not good enough for them. Believe it or not, if those African men had the same thing and the same amount of power and the same amount of influence and the same stereotypes as that white man has, she would pick the black man over the white man. You better believe it. So that's why I say, if you, especially over here in Argentina, right? There's already going to be some sort of, if you're going to Europe, if you're going to Asia, if maybe not in Africa if you're black, right? But if you're going to Europe, Asia, or if you're dating anybody that's not black in these countries, and you decide that you're going to go to Thailand and you're going to take this Thai woman off the market, you have to be on point. There is pressure because every time you walk in a room with your white girlfriend from Spain, people are going to look at you. So what they're going to do is they're going to, in a split second on the first appearance, they're going to assess you and look at, is he even worth that amount? Because I know he's black, but is he worth the trouble that's going to come with that? Because there's going to be some trouble. It's going to be some rooms that you step in that people are not going to like that this is an interracial relationship. It's the same thing here in Argentina. Might not be like that in Brazil, but some places it may be in Brazil. Might like, just like in the States, if you go to Dallas and you got a white girlfriend, for the most part, won't be a big deal. Take your white girlfriend to Mississippi. Take her to Alabama. Take her to the rural area and see what kind of looks you get. So the same thing, if when you black dudes love Asian women, nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, when y'all love Asian women, you need to be worthy. And I'm just telling you what they think. You need to be worthy of that trouble. People in her family won't like that. People in your family won't like that. Some of your friends might not like that. I think you got to get the idea. Another topic. Learn table manners. Table manners. El Guapo talked about this when we did our collaboration, where he talked about how women in other countries are impressed by the table manners that American men have. The way how some of, not all of us, how some of us put the napkin in our lap before we eat the food. I don't always do that. If I'm at certain restaurants, like a nice steakhouse or a 5-star seafood restaurant, I'll do that. Like I said, there's a time and a place and everything. Dress for the occasion, behave for the occasion. Yes. They're impressed by that. And more than likely, they've had an American that's already behaved like that. So what happens when you fall out of the stereotype? You fall out of the loop because you ain't got no table manners. What are table manners? Chewing with your mouth closed. Not talking with full mouth. Not yelling at the dinner table. I'm saying this because some people actually haven't learned this. It's a lot of people in this world that haven't learned this. But I have noticed out of 16 countries, there's only been one foreigner that I went out to eat with that did not have good table manners. And I'm referring to the women that did not have good table manners. So if she has good table manners, you better believe you need it. Otherwise, you will dry her up and you won't get a call back and your ass will be jacking off or you'll be going somewhere to pay for play. We're not going to talk about Asia because in Asia, they do chew with their mouth open. You guys see me complain about that a lot. If for some reason you don't know how to shut your damn mouth while you chewing, go to Asia because apparently that's normal for them. But I'm going to tell you in Africa, South America, Europe, I did not see that. Table manners. Watch some videos on table manners. We'll talk about table manners again. Another important thing that a lot of you guys need to know is have respect and abide by the local laws. Move as the Romans do, as they say. Do as the Romans do. So when I was in Africa, jaywalking was pretty much normal. Getting hit by a car was just like every time you got out in public, somebody was about to get hit by a car. That's how they move over there. Fine. Same in Asia. But Africa was the worst with that. When I got to Europe, I noticed in Romania, Poland, people are not jaywalking. They're actually abiding by the traffic laws. You want to do the exact same thing for obvious reasons. Do you want a ticket in another country? Do you want to go to, in China, if you jaywalk, they put you on a big screen and they embarrass the shit out you in front of everybody in the city, right? You do know that, right? That's why I say you should abide by the laws. In the United States, we can talk crazy about our president. Do not go to Thailand talking crazy about the leader, the king, or anybody that he's related to, or anybody in the government. Do not go to Vietnam doing that shit. Your ass will be in jail and there's no telling when you get out. Do not go to Cambodia doing that. Do not go to the Philippines doing that. I don't care if they have freedom of speech. You are an outsider, and more than likely your ass is black. I don't care if they have freedom of speech in Poland or Romania. I don't care. You do not participate. Kenyans always talk crazy about their president. I never participated in that. I didn't even look into him too much. I don't want to be a part of that. If you want to live in these countries, do not get involved in politics publicly. I mean, of course, if you're living there, you might be able to vote at some point, right? Or something like that. But publicly, do not talk about Jair Bolsonaro in Brazil. Do not talk about him with the rest of Brazil. Don't do that. If you're in Argentina, do not talk about the new right-wing president that they just, don't talk about that. That's not your place to talk about that. You're not going to go, and like I said, treat it like you're in somebody else's house. Do not go to somebody else's house, a stranger's house, talking about why is this stepdaddy in here? Why did y'all get a new stepdaddy? Why did you marry him to be the stepdaddy? Who the fuck does that? You guys have never seen me go talk about other leaders in other countries. Number one, I can't do that because I'm an influencer. And the chances of me getting caught up doing something like that is extremely high. Number two, I don't give because I'm just a visitor. Number three, it's not my place to talk about it. Let's read a couple of these super chats and we'll continue. Robin with Fred sent a $10 super chat. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate that. We'll be meeting together very soon because you know I am back in South America. So we're not that far away from each other now. So we'll be meeting soon. Expect a collaboration. Jacob sent a $5 super chat saying, spit knowledge. I like this very much. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Trey D sent a $10 super chat saying, excellent. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. WG sent a $2 cash super chat saying, greatest traveling. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you see me that way. So I can't do Cash App commercials like Florida. I just can't. It's not in me. It works. It works. But remember, guys, in order for me to bring you guys this value and this information and things that I've learned over the past year, being through 16 countries, 15 countries, whatever it is, it's not free and it's not cheap. So if you really want to support it and you want to learn more about other countries and you want to avoid the hassle and you want to see me make the mistakes, me go through the trouble, me go through the drama, and whoever else I'm with, hit the Cash App right now, $ Austin Holloman. Or send a super chat. It all goes directly to the flights and the Airbnbs. Everything else is out of my own pocket. We're going to keep talking now. Another point. Never, ever, ever insult somebody's country directly in a general sense. I've seen many people, and I'm going to call Floyd out on this, but I'm not going to say what he did. I've seen many people do this. If you know, and Floyd didn't do this, but if you know that you are of higher status or you are above the locals on a socioeconomic scale or whatever you want to call it in these countries, do not make that known out loud. Do not make it seem as if you are better than anybody in that country, because if you feel that way and you say that, you never know who is listening and who will show you that you can get put in the same jail cell or the same cemetery, which you wouldn't be in a cemetery, but a fucking body bag or a hospital bed from getting your ass whooped for talking crazy, just like anybody else in that country. What you guys need to realize is when you step into Brazil, when you step into Colombia, when you step into Thailand for sure, and Vietnam, and other African countries that I've been to as well, you do not have the same rights that they would have if they came to the United States. See, when they come to the United States, they can talk shit about Joe Biden and Trump. Do not do that over there. It's almost like going to jail, right? You forfeit your leverage and your rights. More so leverage and rights, right? Because you do have some rights. The best case scenario when you get caught up in trouble overseas is actually getting deported. The worst case scenario, we've seen it in North Korea with the guy, I think he's from Connecticut or Columbus, Ohio. He's from somewhere, Cincinnati, somewhere like that. He goes over there with his American attitude and he thinks he's going to rip posters off of the wall. And for whatever reason, as sensitive as North Korea is when it comes to laws, and he never made it home. Well, I'm sorry, he did make it home. When he made it home, he was dead. because you forfeit your rights. It's just like traveling to a new state. This gun may be legal in Texas, but when I drive to Arizona, it could get you put in prison probably. Same thing with traveling abroad. When you go somewhere else, the laws change. It's not that hard to understand. And people are saying humble yourself. Yes, humble yourself. Please. Please humble yourself before you go elsewhere. But do not insult the leaders. Do not insult the culture. Do not walk around and say, "Oh, Brazilians do this." That's fucking stupid. You will offend the wrong person. You might get away with it for a while, but at some point you will get around the right person and you'll have a story to tell. If you have a story to tell. Because you might not be able to tell nobody. Because they might not be able to find you. You also got to remember, as Americans, worldwide, we're known for being arrogant and having our nose in the air and shitting and looking down on the other people when you go to these countries. So why not be the opposite of that perception or stereotype they have? That's how you get a lot of love, right? That's how I get love here in Argentina. Hey, you can say what you want about it, whatever. But sorry, I was reading chat. The way how you present yourself, the way how you behave, the way how you carry yourself is the direct reciprocation you will get back in most scenarios. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but in most scenarios, if you act respectable, act sensible, humble, and you show everybody else respect, and you show the country respect, you show the people respect, you show everybody in the room respect, you will get respect back. Of course, that's not always a scenario, but for the best case scenario, more often than not, that's what you should do. Trust me. So we got two more cash apps. We got one from Garrett Lennon, a $20 cash app. And then we got 4KW, a $3 cash app for I look up to you, brother. Stay humble. Oh, that means so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate the cash app as well. Also, I had somebody book a consultation with me this morning. I sent you an email because the number you had on WhatsApp that you sent was not on WhatsApp. So I remember I'm traveling all around the world, so I don't have a US phone number. So you need to email me back with your WhatsApp number so we can do the consultation. Thank you very much. Two more super chats. Just John says, "Happy Thanksgiving, awesome. Keep motivating, bros." Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I will keep doing that. DJ Victor says, "Enjoy your trip in Buenos Aires. Next is Uruguay, followed by Santiago, Chile. Fortunate to do all three this past summer." Yes. So I was supposed to be going to Uruguay later this week, but instead I'll be going to. Actually, I won't be going anywhere. I'll be here. And then, because I told you I extended my trip. So I'll be going to Uruguay, Paraguay, then Chile. We're going to go from south to north. Because for me, this is a bucket list thing. I want to do this stuff for the content. Because there's some hidden gems around the world that a lot of people don't talk about. But I want to find those myself. And if they're too much of a hidden gem, I'm going to give you guys limited information on it so you guys don't ruin it. But the thing is, you guys really can't ruin most locations because I'm going to so many places. We only had like the 4 DR, Colombia, Brazil, Thailand, Philippines, the 5 that everybody goes to. But I hope I've opened people's eyes up to Tanzania, Kenya, Vietnam, where else? Romania, in Argentina, places like that. That's more places that you guys can spread out. Everything is not for everybody. The same way how Argentina is not for Floyd, but it's for me. That should show you. Everything is not for everybody. Some people fit in some places, some people don't. A lot of people fit in the Philippines. When I was there, I didn't. I'll try it again to make sure, but I didn't. You know, some people fit in Ghana. I damn sure didn't fit in there, and I don't need to try it a second time. Now, somebody say, Argentina is boring if you're doing a live stream one weekend. Actually, I haven't got to check any of the nightlife now. Right now, I've been just walking around recording and recording for the vlogs. And what I think I'm gonna do is, for people that missed this live stream, I'm gonna take the audio and I'll do B-roll footage and put the audio over the vlog, kind of like how they do Andrew Tate's videos, I guess, where he talks and then they show other little stuff. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm not sure yet though, but after this, I'm gonna get out. Like after this live stream, I'm probably gonna only be live for 2 or 3 hours, and then I'm gonna get out and do some more filming and see what it's like on a Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm gonna be here 2 more weekends, so we're gonna see. But it's not boring here. There's a lot to do in Argentina. There's a lot to do, and Tinder is your best friend here. There's some women here that are so beautiful, you gotta stop them. But I tried to stop this one chick earlier. I spoke to her twice, but I don't think she ignored me. I'm gonna assume she ignored me, but I don't think she heard me at the same time because I was on the phone. But she did. I think she ignored me because she looked over while I was talking to her and kept walking. Border town to Argentina, capital of Brazil. Blacks, but not capital. I guess. Have you been to Palmero neighborhood yet? I was actually just over there. I just came from over there, and that's a beautiful neighborhood. A beautiful neighborhood. I actually got some footage of that today. We got some slugs in the comments right here. But I actually have a local Argentinian guy, a guy from Argentina that Zoe introduced me to there. We're supposed to go get out later on tonight. And the American guy that I met too, I'm gonna try to link up with him too. There's not a lot of us out here. Now, here's a mistake that a lot of people make. Some will say I made it, even though I wasn't trying to make this mistake. But it's over with now. It was perceived how it was. The damage is done. Whoop-de-whoop. Never, ever, ever generalize an entire, or characterize, I should say, an entire society of women as whores. Okay? I said me because people try to say I characterize the women in Brazil as easy and whores, which I would never do that. I would never directly say that because I had too many Brazilian women I was dealing with that how I would think like, damn, how would they feel if I said that? So I would never directly say that, but my words were twisted. But some of you guys do that, right? So some of you guys go to the DR and y'all get prostitutes, and you guys go to Thailand and you guys get prostitutes. You guys go to the Philippines and you get prostitutes. You go to Brazil and you get prostitutes. You go to Colombia and you get prostitutes, and you make them twirl around in circles and do all this crazy shit that no regular woman would do there. And then you present it to the public as this is how these women behave. When you know goddamn well that those women are prostitutes. And why do I say you shouldn't do that? Number one, because there ain't nothing play about it. You're gonna fuck all your game up doing that. When the women in Brazil find out that you portraying the prostitutes to be the average woman, they're not gonna want to fuck with you anymore. Trust me. It's not a good look. Number two, that country will be on your ass. They'll be on your ass. I don't care how poor it is. I've been hearing dudes in the DR have been getting beat up, throwing money, disrespecting the women, all that kind of stuff, sexualizing the women. Do not do that. I mean, at least not on camera. At least please don't do that shit on camera. It doesn't, I've never really seen it go too well. And as far as the whole passport bro movement, it sets a standard that all we're doing is going overseas to do that, to sleep with prostitutes. That's what it makes it look like. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you paying to play. If that's what you want to do, go ahead, do it. But putting it out there in the public is not a good look ever, and it also adds to the terrible stereotype that Americans already have. For example, in Brazil, the women during Carnival have sex outside. They do a lot of hypersexualized shit that I didn't even talk about on my channel, but they do it. It's not the best idea for you to go, because even though they do it, even though they put it online, let them do that. When you go down there, you're like, oh, look what they're doing down there in Brazil. For some reason, even though I guess they don't understand that it's online and everybody in the world can see it, they take it as you're exposing them for being sluts. And it's dumb because it's on the internet and it's been going on for decades. But hey, you get what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, they make them twirl in a circle. I am underscore OMB sent a $2 super sticker. Thank you very much for that. Sam Kilborn said, name the top 3 countries with the hottest women. Brazil. And you guys might not believe me, but you have to go for yourself. Kenya. And the third one that I've been to, it's in between Argentina and Colombia. But I haven't been everywhere in South America. But for sure, Argentina is up there. For sure. For sure they're up there. And for shit, sure they are. Thank you for the super chat. Marty W says, you dark-skinned dudes have to stop making excuses for having low achievement. Yes. I'm tired. That's why I went on that rant at the beginning of the video. It wasn't about Floyd. I went on that rant at the beginning of the video because I'm sick of dudes making excuses. Like I said, dudes keep on making excuses about, oh, like we come second to the white man. I didn't start thinking about that shit until y'all started saying that. I really didn't. And I used to hate it in the States before I did this, I was trying to grow my barber. I was trying to grow my barber business online, and I wanted to be like an influencer barber, right? And I guess I can do that now, but I'm not interested in doing that shit. But people would say like, oh, well, if you were white, you would have succeeded a lot quicker. Look, that doesn't matter to me, dude. There's other black influencer barbers. That's not a valid excuse. Even if it is true, I don't give a fuck. I don't lose sleep thinking about how some Kenyan chick is sucking some white dick tonight. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I don't know why y'all think about that. I don't think about that kind of stuff. I'm worried about me. I'm not worried about somebody else getting the pussy I could have got. I'm worried about the pussy I need to get. I don't. I'm just really not. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. Get your own shit. If you feel like the white men are taking all the options where you at, change the market. Go somewhere else. For example, here in Argentina, if I can't get anything, which that's already impossible because I've already done that. But if I can't get anything, I'm not going to blame it on Argentina. That's just not the market for me. Go somewhere else. Somebody going to love you somewhere. Or should I say some society of women will love you somewhere. And if that motherfucker is dumb enough to just go with a white guy just because she perceives him to be higher value, that bitch can kick rocks and vice versa. Now, I already said never insult the governments of these places. Do not go to Vietnam and talk crazy about the government. Do not go to Thailand and do that. You guys already heard me say that. But another thing is, just remember, and I already said this too, remember that you are not in the United States of America. Your rights are not the same. Nothing is the same. Nothing is the same. The infrastructure is not the same. The way how things work is not the same. Be humble. Do not complain. I mean, yes, you guys hear me complain, but you guys need to learn how to complain, right? Like I've complained about just about every country I've been to because I'm real. Like I don't like you got some content creators that will promote uh, Brazil, that will promote Thailand, that will promote the Philippines, but you notice that they never tell you about the other side. So if you're watching this stuff, you're green as hell because you're thinking, oh, there's nothing wrong with the Brazilian women. There's nothing wrong with the Philippines. There's nothing wrong with the Thai women because they're not telling you both sides of the stories. Fred tells you both sides of the stories. I tell you both sides of the stories. Paul tells you about both sides of the stories. Now, we don't just shit on these women. We don't just shit on the countries, but we will tell you because I know if I was traveling and I wanted to move to a different country, I want to know the benefits and the disadvantages of being there. I don't want to just know the because there's no place in the world that's a rainbow. As much as I love Brazil, there's things about Brazil I didn't like. Not enough for me to leave, but there's things that I didn't like. Like I didn't like the fact that hey, I can if I leave my phone on the counter, somebody could run up and snatch it. It's no big deal to me, but hey, that is a disadvantage of being in Brazil. There's a disadvantage of being in Brazil that if you have a car and you park it on the street, somebody could break into it. It happens very, very often in Brazil. There's a disadvantage that if you bump into the wrong guy, he may be the wrong guy to bump into. That's a disadvantage of being in Brazil. There's a disadvantage of getting robbed on the beach in Brazil. There's a disadvantage that your girlfriend in Brazil might be sleeping behind your back. I never said that they wouldn't do that. There's a disadvantage that it may not be as easy as you thought finding a wife in Brazil or Colombia or something. There's a disadvantage. There's a disadvantage that your girlfriend in these countries may also be a prostitute on the side while there. There are disadvantages like that. There's nowhere in this world that's perfect. Still better than the States, but there's nowhere in this world that's perfect. And that's why you guys hear me complain. I don't complain just to talk shit. I complain so you guys can know, hey, I'm tired of the fact that people in Africa are always trying to scam me. That way, when you know, you won't be too surprised. Hey, Austin was talking about this when he was here. I don't know if Cambodia is the strongest, man. I mean, they got some good women in Cambodia, but I don't know if I put them at number one. I need to go back over there and date a few more women to see what it's like before I can make that judgment that you just made. I'm talking to ASSC. Now, another point I want to touch on is prostitution. There's nothing wrong with you dealing with prostitutes. I'm not telling you to deal with prostitutes. But what I'm saying is, if you do that, you should. I'm telling you, Austin Holloman, do not be ashamed of yourself. I'm also going to tell you, you don't have to do that. I mean, some of y'all might have to, but you don't have to do that. But please keep it on the low. Do not talk about it online. You guys seen what happened to me in Brazil where they said I was promoting prostitution, which I never did that. I actually had a strong talking point where I said, do not pay for prostitutes when you come to Brazil because you don't need to. Because there's a lot of women that'll already be on your program that are already friendly enough. Why would you need to pay? I've said that. But do not blow it up. Do not blow it because it's not a good look and it adds to the bad stereotype. Now, we're going to talk about Argentina. Type a question, super chat a question that you would like to know about Argentina. Things I've learned being here 6 days now. Also, when you come to Argentina, I have a lot of these bills, right? The best way to have a convenient experience in Argentina is to get cash. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this is 1,000 pesos. 1,000 pesos is worth like $1. I think it's really like $1.08, but it's worth $1. When you get here to Argentina, you need to pull $2 to $1,000 out in pesos from a Western Union. The best way to do it is to bring US dollars in cash, like have $2,000 in $100 bills. And I'm not going to promote you guys to do this, but there is a way that you can get a better rate of exchange. I didn't do it. I went to the Western Union and got it. You're going to have to find somebody here to help you do that, but you can double your money. But I remember I didn't do that. I promise to God I didn't do that. You can double your money if you go underground, but I'm not telling you guys to do that. A lot of places, you guys know me, I love to pay with my debit card like this with tap pay. In Brazil, there's a lot of places you can do that. In Colombia, there's a lot of places you can do that. Most parts of the world I've been to, you can do that, except for African countries. They seem to have an issue with it too. Here in Argentina, they have that same issue. If you try to go around and pay for card everywhere, it's not the best idea. Your best idea is literally to walk around with a wad of cash. And I'm talking about like bring 100 US dollars with you to one to 150 US dollars with you everywhere you go. You might not spend it all in one day, but you never know if you meet a chick and you want to go on a date and it end up being 30, 40 bucks. 30, 40 bucks is like half of this. It's like half of this stash I got right here. So you, in case if you can't pay with card, you want to make sure you have the cash. Download the Western Union app, transfer money to yourself, or bring the money and exchange it when you get here. But if you want to know the details, you got to pay for a consultation to figure out how to do that. Somebody said there's so many better African countries than Argentina. I mean, I haven't been here long enough to make that judgment. The only thing I don't like about this city, it is a beach city, but I haven't seen the beach culture here. Like I haven't seen a lot of women walking around in bikinis because I was expecting that. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I was posting posts like, "Oh, I'm ready to go to the beach. I've been working out, but don't come here to Buenos Aires looking to go to the beach. I mean, they have a beach. Don't come over here looking for that. Last time I checked, I have not seen a lot of people sitting next to the water. It's not like Salvador Bahia where you get near the coastline or you get 2 blocks away from the coastline. You can see people with beach towels and women looking super sexy in bikinis. The women here are sexy, yes, but you don't see them in bikinis like you would in the other countries that have beaches. Just letting you know, don't expect that when you get here. They do have a beach. It's like 4 hours away. And it's like 4 hours away though. And the water there is cold. So I still don't think a lot of people will be sitting at that beach. Somebody said, is Argentina the safest country I've been to? It's one of the safest countries. So I'll tell you this about being in Buenos Aires. You can be out at 2 a.m. You can be out at 3 a.m. You can be out at midnight, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock, 4 a.m. And there's nobody on the streets. There's also, from what I've seen, there's also no homeless people laying on the streets. In Copacabana, there's nobody really on the streets at 2, 3 a.m., but there's been times in Copacabana that I did not feel safe, and I felt like I needed to get back to the house as soon as possible. I've had Brazilian women tell me go straight home because it's dangerous out at night. Here in Argentina, your Airbnb host will tell you to walk outside and go get something from across the street because it's not. Of course, there's always a chance something can happen, but the chances are very slim from what I'm seeing here. You can wear your gold jewelry here, gold chain, gold watch. You can walk around with a wad of cash. I mean, don't flex it, but you can walk around with a wad of cash and you don't really have to worry about much. You really don't. I mean, there's people, and I don't want to say that, but there's people jogging all around the city. There's people riding bicycles with both headphones in. When you see elderly people jogging with both headphones in, you know you're in a safe place. You know that's when and I'm not talking about one person. When you see dozens of people doing that per day, you know you're in a safe place. People don't jog with both headphones in dangerous areas. That's stupid as hell. So I'm just telling you that it's one of the safest countries I've been to in South America, which I've only been to 3. But I know you cannot do that in Brazil, especially in Rio at nighttime. You cannot. It's not good. I mean, if you guys have been following me for a while, you've seen whenever I was in Copacabana, and when I was in Copacabana, and I was just sitting there on live talking to y'all, and there was a bus full of some dudes. There was a bus full of dudes, and they all had rocks, like boulder-sized rocks, like this big, and they all threw them at the people sitting on the patio. I don't really see that happening here. I don't. I just don't. Maybe wrong, but I don't see that happening here. Now, somebody asked, how is the metro system in Buenos Aires? I actually rode. So I'm gonna tell you guys about transportation here. Ubers are slow as hell. I've waited 45 minutes on the Uber that claimed that it was 5 minutes away. It's saying it's 5 minutes away. They go the wrong way. Then they go this way. Then they go that way. If you notice, a lot of the local people here, from what I've seen, do not use Uber like that. What they do is they catch, if they need to go from one side of the city to the other, they can go. I don't have my, let me get my wallet. They go from one side of the city to the other, and they go to the subway station, which there's subway stations, there's little staircases that go underground everywhere all throughout the city. And they get one of these cards and this little blue subway card, and you go in there and you load, just like you would in Thailand. You go in there and you load it up with money, and then you scan it, you get on the train, and the train has stops and it tells you around the city. It might take you 20 minutes to get there by train, but I promise you, if you wait on an Uber, it might take you literally like fucking 2 hours to go somewhere that should have took you 20 minutes. So what they'll do is they'll ride the subway, and maybe they'll catch a bus, but usually I see people either walk or they catch a taxi. The taxis, I haven't caught a taxi yet, so I don't know how cheap it is, but I will tell you, most places here in Buenos Aires are walkable. There's literally gyms on every street. Like, it's almost, so I think that's a South American thing, right? There's more gyms here than there are in Colombia and Brazil. When I walk out my door, there's a gym this way, and if I turn left, there's another one that way. And then on there's one down. There's literally like 5 gyms I can go to in a 10-minute walking distance from my apartment. There's 5 gyms. So, and there's 5 different markets, supermarket, like little small markets where you can buy vegetables and water at, that kind of stuff, juice and stuff like that. There's all that kind of stuff. There's restaurants. You'll see apartment, gym, restaurant. Then it'll be another street. Apartment, restaurant. Then an apartment, gym, restaurant. It's literally set up like this. So most places, I don't know, I've never been to New York City, but I'm assuming it's something like that. So there's literally places that you can go. You don't really need to pay for Ubers. I pretty much walk almost everywhere. And now I really won't be going. If I'm going to the other side of the city, I'll just catch the subway. And the subway is not dangerous at all. When I rode the subway in Brazil, the way how it looked in Rio, I felt like I needed to constantly keep checking my pockets. And even during rush hour, the subway here wasn't packed. But nobody really pays, because you guys are worried about being black here. When I was on the subway, nobody paid me any attention. Like, I didn't catch anybody staring at me, none of that. I just got a $50 cash out from Tony Haywood. He said, for checkout, La Paz, Bolivia, lots of Afro-Bolivians. Yes, I will be going there. So after I go to Chile, I'm either going to go to Bolivia or I'm going to go to Peru. But I'm for sure doing Bolivia. I got to check that out. Let's read a couple more super chats. We have 4 super chats. Rich Turner sent a $10 super chat, says, support black male media. Thank you very much. Yes, if you have not supported and you really enjoy this content, you find it informative like today's show, make sure you support by sending a super chat. Or if you want me to get 100% of the donation, send a cash app at $Austin Holloman Mods. Please put it in the chat. It's also scrolling at the bottom of the screen. St. Cyr says, in your opinion, does Argentina have better barbecue than Brazil? 100%. 100%. The steaks that I've ate here are amazing. The beef ribs that I've ate here are amazing. The chicken that I ate here, that I was at that restaurant I showed you on the vlog, was outstanding. They have outstanding food in Argentina. Outstanding food. It's not better than Tanzania, but it's damn near up there with Tanzania. It is outstanding food here in Argentina. Flizzy said, personally, Kenya and Brazil seem to be the best. I'm not going to argue with you on that. I love. So one thing that's different, right? So if you, if I was to compare Kenya to Argentina, I would say Buenos Aires has better infrastructure than Nairobi, but Nairobi's Ubers are better than Buenos Aires. The women are beautiful in both places, but one is white, one is black. And the women in Kenya seem, the women here are approachable too. They don't seem rude. Everybody, for the most part, here is approachable. But the women in Kenya, I don't know if it's because I'm black, but they seem a little more approachable than they do here in Buenos Aires. But they're both nice people. Even everybody at the shops is good. But the one thing that I do like about Nairobi over Buenos Aires is M-Pesa. And in Kenya, you can pay by phone, which is the M-Pesa app, which is like their version of Cash App. The difference is it's not like Apple Pay where it only pays to iPhones. It's like Cash App, but the only thing is the restaurants you go to that have you can pay by Cash App. The grocery stores, everywhere except that Cash App over there, which is called M-Pesa. Here, I think they have that, but I think it's a little more difficult to get it than it is in Kenya. All you got to do in Kenya is get a phone number and ask them to set up M-Pesa, and you're ready to go. And in that case, you don't need to carry around, like here, you need to carry around cash. With M-Pesa, all you would need to do is load your M-Pesa up with money at the through World Remit, or if you have cash, you go drop it off, and you can load your M-Pesa like that. Is there a better alternative app than Uber there? I know in Rio they have the 99 app the locals use. I didn't know about the 99 local app until recently, but no, I had to ask more people if they use Bolt or something else here. Thank you for the super chat. How would you compare your experience with hassling vendors and begging in Argentina to Brazil and some countries in Africa? So one thing that I did notice, about begging here is that, number one, there's not a lot of beggars. In Brazil, there wasn't a lot of beggars for me. On the beach, yeah. In Rio, yeah. But walking down the street, no. In Nairobi and pretty much all of Africa, right? Except for Zambia. In Zambia, I don't think I ran into one beggar in Zambia. In Rwanda, I don't think I ran into one beggar. But every other country I went to, oh my fucking God. Oh my God. You can't go anywhere without somebody asking you for money. They will, I've been in traffic in Nairobi, and they will sit there at the window of that damn car and look at you and stare while that car is at a standstill, and they won't look away for 10 minutes. I haven't experienced that here. The beggars here, they're selling like flower. Usually they're selling like plants and flowers and stuff like that. And usually you just tell them, no, I don't have any money, and they go away. Or they're selling socks and they go away. In Africa, you tell them to go away, they don't go away. They really don't. So yeah, worrying about people begging you for stuff here, not really an issue. Out of 6 days of being here, I haven't had that issue. And people say, oh, that's only 6 days. You can be in Africa less than 6 hours and you'll be complaining about the begging. Trust me. But yeah. See, y'all asked me a few more questions. We're going to stay on here another 30 minutes probably. We're going to wrap it up. Because I got to get out. Because y'all said I'm just sitting inside. We got another $7 cash app from Dennis Maburu. He said, how is the nightlife in Argentina? I'm about to go find out tonight and this weekend. So you guys know tomorrow is Friday. I'm going to go find out what the nightlife is like here. And I'm going to show you guys. But I don't know if it's the greatest because I haven't heard too much about it. But I haven't been yet. But I haven't heard. You know, when I went to Salvador and I went to Rio and I went to Nairobi, people was telling me about the nightlife before I got there. I really haven't had anybody tell me about the nightlife here. But it'll be interesting, right? Because, again, it is a white country, and you guys know that I'm not white. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like being in a nightclub. When I was in Romania and Poland, being black, the nightlife, nobody looked at us crazy for being there. It was really no issue. But we're going to see if that's the case here. We're here to check it out. Like I told you, I'm doing the hard work, and that's why y'all need to hit the Cash App at $Austin Holloman or send a super chat. They said Austin needs a cigar. I actually have cigars. I'm gonna tell you about this Airbnb. The Airbnb host here, he made it very clear in his whenever I booked that he does not want me to have any guests, and he does not want me to smoke in here, which is completely understandable. But there's a balcony that I can smoke at. But the only thing about being in Argentina is at nighttime, the mosquitoes are crazy ridiculous. Like crazy ridiculous. Like Africa is bad. Africa is still worse with the mosquitoes. But in Argentina, like it's like there's a swarm of them that go from my legs and my arms as soon as you step outside at nighttime. Only when the sun is going down they do that, not during the day. But but one thing that they do that they don't do here that they do in Africa. In Africa, the mosquitoes will fly in your fucking ear. It's annoying as shit. But here they don't do that. I don't have a problem with mosquitoes flying in my ear. I'd rather mosquitoes bite me all over the place than bite me and fly in my damn ear like they do with other countries. Now we got a couple more super chats. Let's see. We got a $25 super chat from Irvin Hunt. He says, 60-year-old fan here. I see the world through you. Recently caught up with all the content. Keep going, my brother. Thank you very much. And I'm glad that you see the world through me because that's the whole point of me doing this. Thank you very much. Chestnutter says, gym fitness culture compared to Brazil. So like I was saying earlier, there's a gym everywhere. A lot of women here are fit. So if you like the fit women in Brazil, it's the same thing out here. There's every time I step outside the damn house, I see women that look like they just left the gym and they're going to the gym, and they all have very tight stomachs, nice glutes, like they're nice thighs. They're all fit. Only thing is, I don't know what gym they be going to, right? Because I see them all going to the gym, and then when I get there might be one girl in there, but I see women walking all around the street in gym clothes. So I guess maybe I need to I'm going to a new gym every day. So maybe I need to keep going to new gyms. And now whenever I find it, I'll tell you guys, because that's the point of me doing this. But I'll tell you guys where it's at. But yes, they have a huge fitness culture here. B-Lake says, because you remind me of my nephew. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. I truly appreciate that. I'm glad I remind you of your nephew, and I'm glad that it makes you donate a super chat. Thank you very much. Derek Landry says, for what has the temperature been in Argentina? So today, to me, if you ask me, it's been perfect weather, right? So I have on shorts and a button up and some sandals. And all I felt today was warm heat. I felt heat, but I felt a breeze that made it feel like I could just sit on the patio all day. At nighttime, it's a little chilly. Not chilly enough for a jacket, but chilly enough for maybe jeans and a short sleeve t-shirt, or some nice jeans and a long sleeve t-shirt, but definitely not a sweater. But you could get away with just wearing jeans and a t-shirt every day. Like it wouldn't be too hot for that in the daytime, but it'd be better if you wore shorts. But today's high was 86 degrees. It's 73 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now, and it will be a low of 64, but it's not going to reach 64 degrees until like 5 o'clock in the morning. And when the sun rises, it'll be around 1 p.m. tomorrow. It'll be colder tomorrow, so it'll only be 74 degrees for the high tomorrow. But it's warming up down here, so it's not like Salvador Bahia where I'm pretty sure it's scorching hot there right now, but it's decent weather. It's that transition from spring to fall. From spring to summer weather. So it's hot, but it's not as hot as it could get. And it's 9:51 p.m. 21:51. We got another super chat from AirTex Pro. He says, happy Thanksgiving, Austin. I'm thankful for your channel. Thanks to you, and I will be traveling abroad soon and getting the fuck out of the States. Thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciate it. And I'm also happy that you are getting outside of the United States. And I hope you are finding this content valuable to know where to go, what to expect, what to do, and what you would like about each country that I may have liked or disliked about these countries. Thank you very much. Somebody asked how much US dollars is my hand, like $100, and that's what $100 looks like in their currency. It looks like 100. It's 100 pesos. I mean, it's 100 bills of 1,000 pesos each. That's why I said you had to walk around with water cash. Like, you can't put this in your wallet. But if you have this, you pretty much don't need your debit card unless if you go somewhere you splurge and spend $150 on a bill, which is hard to do here. I ate each full meal I eat. So today I had a large bottle of water at this restaurant. You know, the big bottles of water. I think it's 50 milliliters. I don't know what it is, but it's a big bottle of water. And then I had salmon with roasted potatoes. And I got it on video. It's something else. I'll show you guys, but let me show you guys right now. Anyway, this meal was about 13 US dollars. And that was the most expensive meal they had on the menu. Shit. Other meals that I could have ate at that restaurant was literally like $5, and you've been full for 4 or 5 hours. So it's even cheaper than Brazil when it comes to food. But let me show you guys what that meal looked like. Let me see. Oh, that was the end of the video. Hold on. Anyway, this is the meal I had earlier, and that was the only meal I ate today. I smoked 2 cigars, which you guys know cigars make you extremely hungry, and I'm still not hungry after eating all that food. And the food here is A1, top quality. Top quality, just like everywhere else I've been to outside of the States, but the food is very healthy here, very natural. And like I said, they know damn well how to cook. I'll show you guys another one. I'm also going to show you guys what the mall look like out here. So this was some sort of rice with like baked chicken, and it's like some vegetables in there and all that other kind of stuff. Either way it goes, they had me full for a long time. I ate that after I left the gym. That was like $5 US. $5. So your money goes a long way here. I don't know how much the real estate costs, but the Airbnbs are cheap. Like for 12 days, I think I paid like $400 here. And this is a pretty nice spot. This is a pretty, I'll flip the camera around so you guys can see. It's a decent spot, and it's everywhere. It's pretty much a good side of town around here, but excuse me, I got my bags and stuff. And on the other side is a room and a big closet, and it's a bathroom in there too. But that was about $400 for 12 days. But I have to find out how much. If it's that means it's about $800 for a month on Airbnb, somewhere around $800, $850, somewhere around there. Which means that the guy that owns this place probably is paying every bit of $300. But I'm asked to find out. They said, what made me leave the other spot? Well, Floyd was convincing me. He was like, only book 5 days in case if you don't like Argentina. So I only booked 5 days. And I was going to book more days there. But that place was a highly rented spot. So it was gone. I'm going to show you this. This coffee that I had right here at this little cafe, And the whole city pretty much looks like that. But this coffee was only like 75 cents for that cup of coffee, I believe. Yeah, like said it was like 800 pesos. Let me see what 800 pesos is. 78 cents for that cup of coffee. And you guys know that a cup of coffee in the States like that, if you were in Dallas, it's probably gonna be at least $3 for that little small Americano. And that nigga, if you go on a date in Argentina, I reckon. Well, let me find another video. But this is a nice park where people had blankets and they were laying out blankets to lay down and I guess look at the sky and talk. This was a nice park to go to. You get a good view to see. It'd be a good place to take pictures. They have like monuments and stuff all around. It's a lot of stuff to do here. It's a lot of stuff to do here, and it's very, very, very cheap. Let me see what else I can show y'all. This is what the restaurant looked like, where the meal was like $13 at. And that's the bread they have. The best. I've had some of the best bread that I've had in the world here. This is a mall that they have called Galleria Pacifico. But you guys will be seeing all this in the next vlog coming up here in a couple days. But this is like a very upscale mall. Like I think they had Gucci, they had all those designer brands in there. None of that shit in there was cheap. The cheapest thing was Starbucks. But I went there to get a suitcase. Oh, hold on. Yeah, a lot of people are talking crazy about Argentina, but the fact that I haven't really experienced no issues and the city is beautiful and there's a lot to do anyway. It kind of I kind of just it makes the experience going into the subway station. So it's a lot more developed and a lot safer than most of y'all think. But yeah, it's an amazing city. It looks like you're somewhere in Europe majority of the time I'm here. This is outside of that mall, Galleria Pacifico. So the outside of the mall, they have a area of outdoor shops, almost like outside of the mall. There's an outdoor mall. So if you guys have been to a Galleria mall, like the Galleria in Dallas, or even North Park Mall, which is not a gallery, but like North Park Mall, that mall is similar to that as far as how fancy it is and the type of stores they have inside. And then outside, they have the outlet mall, and they have events and they have people singing, and there's a lot of women there too. You might not see them in this video, but I saw them. But yeah, if you're hearing mixed reviews, that's why I go to these places and I do these videos, because I tell you guys, I'm gonna find out for myself. I'm gonna find out for myself. Good time Grego said Argentina does match your energy. Yeah, it does. That's why even without any, even if women weren't included, I still would stay here the full 10 days or longer. The pace of the city and the fact that it's safe is it fits my personality perfect. Like I told y'all, the subway is not packed. There's not a bunch of people. At least when I was on there, they're not standing around. But yeah, I've seen some black people here, but literally, I don't see no more than like 2 black people per day. So if you're looking for black people, this Buenos Aires is definitely not the city for you to come to. This is me walking through another. This is like a monument. I think they call this like it's some sort of Italian monument or something like that. Let me add one more. McDonald's baño.
Sí, McDonald's, viste, agarrás así derechito a aquella cuadra que te va a salir a Oro.
Ah, sí,
Claro, porque es la más directa. Oro o esta, viste, pero esta, sí.
sí, sí, gracias.
Oro o esta te va a llevar a Santa Fe y ahí
Santa
está
Fe.
McDonald's.
Sí, gracias,
No, de
gracias.
nada.
This is me walking through the. So this is what you almost like what you would call centro in most countries. But they said also walks around with a shirt over. You goddamn right. But in most countries, this would be kind of dangerous to walk through areas like this, and there'd be a lot of pickpockets. Which the guy did say that, but I haven't came close to anybody trying to pickpocket me or anything like that. Are really Yeah, that's with the DJI Pocket 3. Let me see if I got another video I want to show y'all. So I got home late last night, and this is what it looks like walking around on the streets late at night. Nobody on the street. No homeless people laying around the street. You guys see how clean the streets are too, right? There's no trash on the ground. Nobody's just hanging around outside. But yeah, you guys are saying it's dry. We gonna see what it look like whenever I go out tonight and tomorrow. So this is another little out. So alongside the main streets, they have a lot of stores here, right? Alongside the main streets, they have a lot of shops and stuff right here that you guys can see. Yeah, it is a very quiet city. Everything here is very quiet. Like no matter what time of day you step out, it's quiet. So it's definitely different than somewhere like Salvador. Salvador is always loud because they always have music. I love that too. But if you wanted to be in a busy city that's not so chaotic, this would be the city for that. Like Nairobi's a busy city, but it's very chaotic. Like traffic, rush hour, that shit is very chaotic and a headache there. So I see we got a lot of people saying, "Oh, there's no baddies, there's no baddies." I know I cannot just say it enough. What I figured out what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to hold because there's definitely some beautiful women here. I'm gonna have to walk around and just hold the camera and just record for like an hour straight because I know for a fucking fact I be seeing bad bitches here. So yeah. But we've been on here about 2 hours. If you guys have not, drop a cash app at $Austin Holloman if you're enjoying the show and the content as a whole for the channel. Also, drop a super chat if you really support the channel. Speaking of that, we got two of them right here. Hello, Austin in chat, $2 from JT Coin Rings. Hello to you as well. Thank you very much for the super chat. South American Tourist says, you are lucky, 25 years old and traveling like this. Enjoy and hope you do all 12 South American countries. I sure will. Just FYI. Paraguay, Uruguay, Chile, Bolivia, Ecuador, Peru, Colombia, Suriname. I don't know if that's how you say it, but Suriname, however you say it, Guyana, and French Guyana. 100%. Yeah, there's for sure baddies here. There's for sure baddies here. So I'm just gonna have to get out tonight and record because I sound like I don't. Well, I'm not sound. I don't seem like I know what I'm talking about because y'all can't see me in the videos, but I'm telling y'all they're here. So I'm gonna try to catch it on camera. But I'll see you guys later. I will see you guys later. I appreciate you guys coming through. And remember, this channel is for me to do the hard work and find out all the information for you. If you want to find out more information, please support your boy and drop a cash app at $Austin Holloman. We are like $50 away from the goal that we were supposed to reach today. And if somebody would love to come through and support, I would truly appreciate you. And let's read the comments for a second. But yeah, the same baddies that we saw on Tinder, they're out here. I'm just not recording at the right times. Like there's like some solid nines walking around. I'm just not recording at the right times. But as you guys can see, for when people say, oh, it's racist there, if you guys looked at the videos that I just had me walking around the street, you'll notice nobody's looking at me. Even though I'm walking on the camera, nobody's looking at me. Nobody's sitting around pointing and talking about me. None of that's going on. Just FYI, I've only been here 6 days. We're going to do it's like a 17-day trip. So we're going to see at the end what it's like. But I'm just telling y'all, I don't feel unsafe here at all. A lot of stereotypes, I'm not seeing them. So far, I would 100% recommend everybody try out Argentina. Even if it's just for a week. Just try it out. But somebody said, are they not giving you choosing signals? No. I can count on, in 6 days, I can count on one hand how many choosing signals I got. I walk, it's very, very few. And I don't want to call it a fetish thing here too, but it may be a fetish thing here too. It's because if chicks, when it's not a fetish thing, when you go places, chicks are like choosy because you're the ideal that they would want to choosy. When it's a fetish, it's like here and there, like, ooh, like, oh, I want to try a black guy. Like, that's the fetish settings that I go to are like that. And that's what Poland and Romania was like. And here is kind of like that too. But I'm going to stay a little longer and I'm going to show you guys. So we got another cash app from, I just got a cash app. We got another cash app from Josiah X. He says, for keep up the honest work, brother. Thank you very much. And he sent $36. I truly appreciate you. So, guys, we need $14 more to reach today's goal. But Ayami says, let them come to you. That's pretty much what I do, right? I just walk around and mind my own business, and I keep my presentation up. And when I find the right moment, I strike. And people can say, oh, there is no right moment. There is a right moment. See, people that cold approach aren't building themselves to get choosing signals. When you get choosing signals, you realize how much of a waste a cold approach it is. Because when you get choosing signals, if you make your presentation right and you get choosing signals, you start looking at it like, why would I approach? And less because the girl that I seen today was bad and I had to approach her. But unless if it's that scenario, you don't see the point in just trying to get at every chick you see, because shit, the ones that'll go for you, well, that don't mean they have to approach you, but they'll be looking at you. They might smile. They'll look in your direction, peep here and there. You guys know what a choosing signal is. And if you don't know, work on yourself until you can get that choosing signal. You can notice it. Happy Thanksgiving from Red. Same to you. Countries with mostly white, like 99% to be a fetish. Yeah, I love it here, but I'm kind of confident in the fact that half confident, half not. Right? That the fact that the ones that you do bump into, it just might be a fetish. But since they're Latina at the same time, there are a lot of them that seem like if you actually got to know them, they would actually be into you. It would be just more than sex. Like I went on a date with a chick yesterday. What was that? Yesterday? That was day before yesterday. And she pretty much from the jump was just ready to go straight back to the house. And that's kind of what I call a fetish, right? Um, is when I was in the black countries and I was in Brazil, they would be ready to go to the house, but they would still want you to sit there and warm them up for a bit. This chick was just kind of like, nah, like I know what I want. Y'all can give y'all's opinion on that, but that's kind of what I felt. We just got another $5 cash out from Jacob Kerrigan for blessings, bro. Thank you very much. That means we need $9 more for today's goal. So if anybody will step in and donate, I truly appreciate that. What races do Brazilian women like? I'm gonna tell you guys this: if you like Brazilian women, as me being black, and most of the other black dudes I know, the white Brazilian women really, at least in Rio and Salvador, really weren't checking for you like that. In Sao Paulo, maybe, and maybe the further south you get, and in Fortaleza, and not Fortaleza, and in Recife, yeah. But if you're black and you go to Salvador, you're gonna have the most success with the indigenous, native looking ones, and the black girls. Trust me, that's what it was for me. I noticed that for everybody else I hung out with in Brazil. I think that's what it is. They said, Austin, I bet you took her home. No, I did take her home. You know I did. But I still just think it was a fetish. Say what you want, but Argentina women are feminine. Very, very feminine. Very quiet, shy. I'm not going to necessarily say shy, but their behavior is shy. Because if you start talking to them, they're not really like just very short response, like nervous, nothing like that. They once you talk to them, they open up. But for the most part, they have a shy demeanor, I would say. We got a $15 super chat from Wesley. He says, keep doing your thing. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. We have reached today's goal. If you guys have any more questions, and we got another one right here from Irvin Hunt, 60-year-old fan again. I thought I'd put you over the goal for today. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate you doing that. But because people have donated and we went over the goal, give me 5 minutes. I got to go to the bathroom, and I'll be on here another 15, 20 minutes probably. Because I got to go bad. 1 second. I appreciate everybody that waited. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. It's extremely cold here, but yeah, we're gonna answer for the rest of the live stream. It's just gonna be a freestyle. We're doing a little Q&A. I'm gonna tell you guys what's undefeated is my TikTok hack. If you guys are in my inner circle of my enlightened Western men WhatsApp group on WhatsApp group, there's a lot of noise outside. My WhatsApp group, I told you guys, if it's a place like Argentina where they're not choosy and you're gonna have to do a lot of cold approaching, the hack for me is to make a video. And it's not, I'm not doing it just for the women, it's because I'm a content creator and I talk about these countries anyway. But if you make a video talking about something about the country, not talking about, well, I guess you could talk about the food, but just saying anything, say something about the people, right? And literally, and if you put the right tags, the tags are a big deal. If you put the right tags, go look at my TikTok and look at what tags I use. If you put the right tags, the locals come pouring in. So that video I put on TikTok yesterday, I put that on TikTok day before yesterday, actually. It has 99,000 views, 11,600 likes, and about 700 comments, 563 bookmarks. I put that up 2 days ago. Out of those 699 comments, like fucking 690 of them have to be Argentinians. Like almost all of them are Argentinians. And the thing is, what it does is, because TikTok is good for exposure. So what it does is it exposes you to the people there and the women. And it's so many women leaving comments complimenting me on that video that even the local men were like, wow, you got a lot of women here that like you. It's easy. So what they do is they follow you to Instagram and Facebook, add you as a friend on Facebook, mainly Instagram though. They follow you to Instagram, then they follow you to YouTube. You need to have your Instagram connected to your TikTok. TikTok is actually better than Tinder for me. Like if I want to meet new women in the country and I notice it's kind of slow on the dating scene, I would get on TikTok and literally overnight I can have 2-3 dates lined up for the week just off that one video. And then what's even better, like this happened in Kenya, where I kept talking about Kenya on TikTok, kept promoting it on TikTok. When I would go out, I can smash chicks because they would recognize me. Oh, you're that guy on TikTok. That easy, I got him. The icebreaker, they did the icebreaker for me. I'm telling you, the TikTok hack is undefeated. That's killing Tinder, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that when it comes to exposure. All of them. Like I got like 5 unread DMs today from Argentina women from the TikTok video. I'm telling you. It works best for me though, because I'm a content creator. Yeah, I'm giving y'all that they ain't here even have to say that lame. Yeah, that I'm giving y'all the cheat code. That's definitely a cheat code is a TikTok. I'm telling you guys. Have you ever put hands on anyone abroad? If you're talking about women, no. Men, yeah. I talked about that before though. And yes, it does work. So like I said, for me, it's better because I'm already an influencer. So for you guys, it might not be the same, right? Because if you get on TikTok, yeah, you might get some views and all that. But if they go to your TikTok and that's the only video you got, then that's it. See, for me, I got like 1,000 videos on TikTok. I got 1,100 videos on YouTube. I got over 200-300 posts on Instagram. They got shit that they can just sit there and surf through my shit for 2-3 days straight, just watching all my content, and then they'll become more interested like that. It's worked in Kenya. It's worked in Tanzania. It's worked in Ghana. It worked in. That's how I met Kesa in Rwanda from TikTok. It's worked in Rwanda. It's worked in Zambia. It's worked. It really didn't work in Asia like that, but that's okay. It worked in Romania. Like I was meeting chicks on Tinder in Romania, and they were like, I just saw you on TikTok. I said that's exactly why I post that shit on. I have to post on TikTok. That's how I get a lot. I think the majority of my subscribers came from YouTube Shorts and TikToks. I'm telling you, it's a fucking undefeated. They said, "What do you influence? You." They said, "Look at all that paper. It must be $5." Nah, it's like it's like $100. Actually, it's like $120. You know, in the United States, if it was $100 bills, this would be well over 2 grand for sure. Because it's about mm, actually it'd be a lot more than that. But yeah, it's not the same though. Yeah, he's a hater. That's for sure. Could I live in Argentina full time? Yes. Yes, I can live in Argentina full time. I could stay here. If somebody told me I had to stay here until June, it wouldn't be a problem. Considering the fact that it's cheap, developed, there's a lot to do in the city, there's a lot to see. Uh, Good internet, not in this place really, but good internet. The visa, I think the visa is 90 days. So you wouldn't have to do many visa runs. And then there's a lot of beautiful women here. So even though the dating scene is slow, in between now and June, you would bump into a few people that you would really like by then. It's too many of them for that to not happen. So the background noise you hear right now, that's probably the loudest I've heard it here in Buenos Aires. If you I don't know if you hear it, it sounds like some dudes on the patio probably drinking and talking. That's the loudest you're gonna hear it. It's very quiet here, very relaxed. I would even go as far as calling it a family city. Even though there's a lot of young people here, it still seems to be very family oriented at the same time, but it's not boring. Most family cities I go to are kind of boring. This is a family city, but it's not boring. I could stay here full time though. Yeah, they said they having a fiesta. King Face sent a $2 cash app. He says, "I didn't want to leave South Africa. Goddamn." I could imagine why. I could only imagine. I've heard this. It could be true, but I tell you one thing: if he did escape over here, he's not over here anymore. And actually, yeah. So for me, the TikTok hack works instantly. Like I gotta post one video, and for the rest of my trip in Argentina, it'll be a piece of cake when it comes to women finding me online. But if you are a regular person and you do 2 TikTok videos a day, you talk about, hey, I'm not really experiencing racism here, whoop the whoop. And then you do another thing like, hey, I noticed the women in Argentina are very, they dress so nice, this and that. Just comment on little things you see in the country. And if they like it, they'll like you. Trust me. Hey, you're not kissing their ass. Tell the truth. Now, if you're gonna say something critical, don't be too harsh. If I were you and I say something critical about a country, I would wait until like I put up 10 or 11 videos talking about the positives. Because if you come right out the gate saying negative shit about a country, it's gonna be hard to flip that. It's gonna be really hard to flip that. Are you taking a tango lesson while you're there? Most likely not, but I might do it. Punta del Este, Uruguay. I'll check it out. Ooh, it's getting hot in here now. It's impossible to Floyd to have a polar opposite experience. He's saying he loved it. Well, again, here's what you got to do too, right? So I liked Argentina, not the first day because I couldn't really judge it then, but the next day I was in love with it. Just looking at how the streets looked and everything, I was in love with it the next day. Uh, Floyd was here like 24 hours, like a full 24, maybe 36 hours, and then he left. So you can't say he loved it. And one thing I tell Floyd too is, and I've told him this, so I don't mind saying it again online. I told Floyd he tries to force people to talk to him. And when you do that, you kill your own experience because when you try to force people to talk to you, you set expectations. And your expectation is for people to socialize with you. That's why when I get places, I'll sit back and I'll pay attention to how the people move. Is this a place where I can just socialize the whole day, or is this a place where I wait until it feels right to socialize? And Floyd will try to force the people to talk to him, like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I used to tell Floyd, "Hey, stop speaking to people. I'm looking around. Everybody doesn't want to be spoken to." Now in Brazil, Floyd didn't really have a problem speaking to people because the people in Brazil are very warm and they do want everybody to speak to them. So he when he would speak, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, the women would, hey, you know, they no problem. But in Poland, Romania, Argentina, that's not the case. It's not that those people, let me just say Poland and Romania, those people were a lot colder than they are here and in Brazil. In Poland, Romania, there was plenty of times I seen Floyd speak and they just walk right past him, or they would give him a rude look, kind of like, "Why the fuck are you talking to me?" And I tell them, "I'm thinking the same thing. Why the hell are you talking to her?" But again, that goes off of choosing signals. That's the choosing signal is the invitation. And I'm gonna say this again and a fucking again. A choosing signal does not mean the woman approaches you. It can be as simple as her looking at you like this for like 2 seconds and looking away. That's an invitation. So we got another cash app from Christopher Light. He says $20 for happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate your work. Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And I'm glad you enjoy the work. Benjamin Bennett sent $5 for blessings from Tennessee. Thank you very much. And I send the blessings back to you. Jacob Kerrigan, I think I might have read this one. He sent $5 for blessings, bro. Same thing to you, bro. Blessings to you as well. Thank you very much. We got 2 super chats. I didn't want to leave South Africa. Oh, I read that. Red sent a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your consistent support. Thank you very much. But yeah, so another thing, when you guys go to places, do not force. And this is what they're saying right here. You have to understand the culture. This is why I travel to so many countries, because I'm building a list of places I feel like I fit in with my personality. My personality does not fit in Ghana. It really doesn't. My personality did fit in Senegal, even though I wouldn't live there, or I could live there, but I wouldn't. It fit there. The way how I move, the way how I like to socialize, it fit there. It fit in Tanzania and Kenya 100%. It fit in Brazil 100%. It fit in Colombia 100%. It fit in Thailand 100%. Not in the Philippines. It fit in Vietnam and Cambodia. It really fit in Vietnam. It didn't fit in Poland, but it sort of kind of fit in Romania. And it fits in very well here. Like if 100% would be like Brazil fit in. I would say here it fits in like 80 to 85%. That's why I like it so much. But that's because I don't have any expectations. When I go places, I'm not like, oh, okay, hopefully they'll be like this when I get there. Hopefully that. I'm not thinking that shit. I'm not. My attitude is, let's go find out what it's like. If I don't like it, leave. Stay the full 10 days. I don't want to leave after 1 or 2 days. I'm going to give it a full chance and give it 10 days because things can get better over time. Like, I didn't get my first date in Romania until 5 days into the trip. Had I left, that's why I was telling Floyd, if you leave like Floyd did on day 2, shit, who knows what you could have missed out on. But if he feels that way, that's fine. Nobody stop him. But don't force any interactions. Do not force shit. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. It's your best bet. South Africa will make you get a 0 account balance. Thank you very much for the super chat. Nairobi's like that too. So you weren't listening to what I said. Forced interactions, he had to go through immigration. No. I wasn't even talking about Argentina right there. I'm talking about when you have not been around Floyd. I know Floyd. I've been around Floyd. I've told Floyd you cannot force the interactions. The way how Floyd likes to socialize, everybody doesn't like to socialize like that. The way how I like to socialize, everybody doesn't like to socialize like that. That's why you are in a brand new fucking country. It's nothing like the United States. You have to sit back and relax. That's why I don't code approach, because I need to figure out how do they move here. What do these people? What is their social norm here? In Tanzania, the choosing signals is not a big thing there. It's not a big thing. So Austin Holloman, I had to adjust it. Okay, if the choosing signals aren't big, but I really like this city and I got a close circle of friends here, from time to time, if I find a chick that I really like, I'm gonna have to go code approach. In Brazil, it's not when it comes. You can talk to strangers very often, but when it comes to cold approaching women, that's not really the thing there. The woman usually sends an invitation for you to come to her there. So when you go breaking the social norm, approaching, you fail. It's bullshit. Relax. See what it's like. Who all seen Floyd live when he demonstrated the girl doing the 100-yard dash on? Thank you for the $5 super chat. No, I didn't see it. But Floyd's problem, as you guys can know, is just he's impatient. He's impatient. I told Floyd he has to learn patience. Uh, he has to learn patience. That's all that is you again, we're in a new country. You gotta be patient. You don't know anything about this country. You don't. I don't. I'm learning. That's why you see me every time I talk about this country, you'll see me say things like so far. Because I have that attitude of things might change. So far, it's like this. Floyd doesn't have the so far attitude. Floyd will judge that motherfucker in the first 30 minutes. But yeah, can't make too many assumptions too quick. But yeah, so I have a self haircut video on how I did this haircut on myself. If you guys can see, it'll be uploaded on members only. It's already done. I don't know why I haven't uploaded it. Well, I actually need to render it and then upload it. I just been bullshitting. So yeah, you guys, I love you guys. I will see you guys next time, but it's time for me to go. And yeah, y'all stay tuned for the next Argentina vlog. I'll probably be going live tomorrow. No, I won't. No, I won't. Maybe. I may go live tomorrow. Maybe. Because I heard the nightlife here really doesn't start popping until like 11 p.m., 12 p.m. So I may go live tomorrow. But yeah, you guys just stay tuned. I appreciate everybody that donated today and super chatted and all that. I will see you guys next time. Peace.